Haven't I been through this once before? Haven't I known someone like you?
Hi, I'm Thuy Phan, and tonight we are going to make chocolate raspberry pavlova.
Once before, love found me once again.
For this chocolate raspberry pavlova, we are going to need 6 egg whites, 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 cups of heavy whipping cream, and 2 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, and also 3 tablespoons of sifted cocoa powder, and of course the raspberries. The first step is to turn on your oven to 350 degrees and let it preheat while we get the ingredients ready. Okay, ready to go? After you preheat the oven, what we are going to do is take parchment paper and trace a 9-inch cake pan around it. That will give us a base or template for us to make the meringue so that we have 2 even cakes so that we can make a really good looking pavlova. You can find parchment paper just about anywhere. Don't worry about the pen getting into your food because we are actually going to put the meringue on the other side. We're going to make 2 meringues, so we're going to need 2 templates. So you're going to need 2 pieces of parchment paper with the circle drawn on. Ready to go. In order to make this pavlova, having a stand mixer makes life a whole lot easier. You can also use a hand mixer, but this does all the work for you. You can even do it by hand, but that will take forever. So if you have this is the best thing you can have for the kitchen. You can do a lot of fancy things and fun stuff that you wouldn't otherwise want to even try. What we're going to do is use the whisk attachment, and this is going to beat the egg whites into stiff peaks, and that's what you need and want when you are doing a meringue. The great thing about meringue is it's really light, but it also looks super decadent, but it's really not that bad for you because it's just egg whites. So I'm going to separate the eggs whites and the yolks. I'm going to show you a neat trick with the yolks so that you don't throw it away because we don't like to waste food. Yolks will always have a use later on, and you can freeze them and they'll stay good in the freezer for a really long time. So what I usually like to do is, since we are only using the egg whites in this dish, just Ziploc it. And then you just get a Sharpie, just write 6. So you remember how many, and you can always use this later on for something else. Now that we've separated our egg whites from the yolks, we are going to whip them or beat them until they get to a stiff peak, and that's when you know your meringue is ready to be baked. So you're going to turn the speed on to about medium to high and pour in your egg whites. Once the meringue starts to form some satin peaks, we're going to add sugar, 1 tablespoon or 1 spoonful at a time, and keep adding it until all 2 cups of sugar is all done. A way to check to see if it's ready or not is to take your spatula and then flip it upside down, and if it sticks, that means that it's ready to go. Now you have it to the consistency that you want, and this is the part where you add the cocoa, the chocolate, and the vinegar so that it gets ready for baking. These come in 1 ounce chocolate squares, so it's really convenient. We'll need 2 of these to chop them up. A rough chop is good. You can tell just by the ingredients that this is going to be really good. What's cool about this chocolate is when it's baking in the meringue, when you actually eat it, it'll be like chunks of chocolate they're like nuggets that you find in the pavlova. So they're kind of like mysterious little nuggets of goodness that you find. So it's a lot of fun to eat. And at this point, we are going to just fold because that means you're just going to, gently fold it versus doing the whipping motion. I'm going to add that chocolate. It's like a chocolate cloud raining over the white clouds. Okay, now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of cocoa. And what I'm doing is I'm sifting it to make sure that it's even finer. See, it's like a nice little chocolate snow. These little extra steps like sifting it and so forth, it just makes it that much more refined, and you'll see the end result when it comes out that you did this extra step. And now we are going to add 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. Okay, right now I'm folding all the ingredients together. A lot of good chocolate going on. This is a relatively easy dessert to make, and when you see the final product, it looks like you spent hours making it. And that's what makes it such a special dessert. This, for some reason, is such a romantic dessert. I don't know if it's the name, the raspberries, the chocolate, or what it is, but when I make it or when I think of it, I think of roses, I think of candlelight, I think of first kisses and romantic sweet nothings being whispered. So it's a really nice dessert, and you could also share with friends. Now that everything is all folded up and ready to go, we are going to use this template that we had made earlier, and we are going to put the meringue on there so that it can start baking. What's a little trick that you can use is you can take just a little bit of the meringue and dab it on here. And you flip it over, and then your paper stays flat, so you don't have the issue of it folding upwards for you. Now I had flipped it over so that the pencil mark doesn't get on, but that just gives us a rough idea of how big we want to have it. The great thing about this dessert is you don't have to make it look perfect because you'll be layering it with a lot of whipped cream. So it will be disguised, and you'll be adding a lot of raspberries on top, so it won't even look like it at all. I find that I cook a lot of things following the seasons. But if you're cooking this and it's not summertime and berries aren't in season, then you just pay a little bit extra. Now that we have our perfect circles, we are going to pop them in the oven. But actually we have it set to 350, but once you pop them in, we're gonna lower it to 300 and bake it for an hour. So now that we have the pavlova in the oven ready to go, in the meantime, it's gonna take about an hour to cook, so we are going to make the whipped cream. And of course, we're going to make it homemade, not the store-bought kind, so we're going to use some heavy cream. And it's so easy, it's the same process. You're just gonna use 2 cups of heavy cream, and you're gonna let the machine do the work. So that's all there is to it. And once you see that you can do all this yourself, it's hard to go back to the store-bought stuff. So I will also add a splash of vanilla extract in, and this is also homemade vanilla extract. So we're going to measure out 2 cups. Don't think about it, it's not going to your thighs. It's going to a happy place. We're going to turn the mixer on for about a minute and let it run until it gets thick and creamy, and then let the mixer do its job. While we wait for the meringue to cook up, we are going to put this in the fridge. So after it's cooked for about an hour, I'm going to take it out and let it cool. Ooh, it's perfect. You want it to be crispy on the outside, you can hear it, and then it's kind of hollow on the inside. Okay, you can see this one here, it has busted a little bit, but that is perfectly okay. If this happens to you, don't even worry about it because we're gonna fill it with cream and you won't even notice. So after the meringue has cooled, we're going to bring it over here and start plating it. So this is the big moment. The first thing I'm going to do is put a dollop of whipped cream on the cake plate so that the meringue sticks and it doesn't move around. So just a little bit, as a little bit of glue, so to speak. And because this one is the uglier one, it's gonna go on the bottom. So no one will ever know that it was kind of an ugly duckling. Okay, we're gonna place it in the middle. And then we're gonna spread half of the whipped cream on top. My mouth is watering. Okay, now we're gonna add some raspberries. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then the next layer, final layer. And then we're gonna add the rest of the whipped cream.
Haven't I known someone like you? I know I've been through this once before. Love found me once again. I'll see her soon.
Now that is the dessert of
I'll see her
seduction.
She's just waiting.
And there you have it, a chocolate raspberry pavlova. Now if this doesn't do the trick, I don't know what will.
I ask, don't take my heart in two. Don't leave me broken. I've come to realize that you will change my life. I feel alive, I feel the joy inside. I'm with the birds that fly above. Now that I know, and I am ready, love found me once again. Love found me once again. Love found me once again. Love found me once again.
Okay. Welcome to our shiny kitchen. Today we are going to make chocolate raspberry pavlova. And that's it. Oh, you need raspberries.
Just kidding.
2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 4 cups of heavy whipping cream. We're going to start adding sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time. We have 2 cups of sugar. You can't hear it.
Do it again. I won't hear you, so I want you to like.
Turn it off. Chocolate. It's like a chocolate cloud raining over the white clouds.
That is so good. It's perfect. I'm gonna go win the person of my dreams now.